Hello and welcome to another Franchise Hockey Manager stream. My name is Adam. I'm the community manager of Franchise Hockey. With me, as always, and not digitally pictured on your screen unless he's a penguin, is FHM producer Jeff. Say hi, Jeff.
I am not a penguin, and hi, everybody.
And we are back with one last run. Pittsburgh Penguins 2027-2028 season. The Wheel of Time continues, part
So is
22.
it really one last run at this point? Crosby's gone, Malkin's gone, and
We,
Letang is
we,
hanging by a thread.
we still have Letang. He's not even on the top of our depth chart. We actually have to scroll down to see him there. He's our number 11 defenseman. But he's still on the team. He's still on the team. Just like we brought in Boone Jenner as another forward because we needed somebody to eat some cap space for us if you missed our stream last time. Basically, if you haven't been following us, as Jeff mentioned, our roster turnover of the Penguins is near completion. Crosby retired. Malkin we let go to free agency. He ended up signing Columbus for 1 year. Was hurt, came back into the AHL, got into the NHL, but he is now done. And so Letang is the last of the big three. We currently basically only have Brian Rust left on this team, I think. Maybe Ty Smith, I think. I think those are the only two guys left. Otherwise, our team has basically been turned over, unless you count Jagger as well. Oh, excuse me.
Gesundheit.
I mean, I muted that so nobody else heard it, but other than you, Jeff.
Okay.
Excuse me. But thank you. So our team has been turned over. We've had some high draft picks. We brought in some other guys. We've been dealing with some injuries. We're currently 9-5-1, which isn't terrible. But we're trying to outscore our opponents. That's our big thing here.
That's usually a good idea.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we don't have a lot
Yeah,
of defense.
a couple of things you may want to look at doing if you have a look at the farm team.
Okay.
A couple of guys are off to really fast starts. Bacon Krebs, one of them, who we signed as a training camp tryout and sent to the AHL. He made it through waivers, but he's doing pretty well. And Reed Anderson, who we gave, I think, one game to last year, but after not doing much in his first couple of years in the AHL, is off to a big start, 10 points in 7 games.
All right. I'll just. Okay, so we're going to look. Sorry, we're going to go back to our depth chart. And sorry, Peyton Krebs, he's got 10 points in 9 games. And Reed Anderson, who's got 10 points in 7 games. Yeah, our biggest question is who we take it out.
Yeah, I think we messed up a little bit by not catching Bennett Kelly when he hit 10 games. I think he could have gone back to Portland. He hasn't done badly, but he hasn't done great.
I mean, we can still send Bennett Kelly down. We just lose his.
Yeah, it's just a waste of a contract year, and we can't get him back. Which is not getting him back isn't a huge deal because we've got enough depth on the farm to cover that. But
Yeah, I think our biggest thing right now is we're going to send Corson Kuhlman's down, put him on waivers.
that's what I was just gonna say. I think he's a bit of a waiver risk, but can
And
try it.
we'll call up
And
Anderson.
and you could do Krebs for Bowman, but I know you want to keep Bowman
Hey,
around.
Bowman is a playoff superstar.
Are we anywhere near the playoffs
I
right
know,
now?
I know, I know, but I want him to keep him happy and on the team. Our biggest thing is who else are we sending down like on forwards here? So we got a
I
lot of
don't
young
think
guys, but
there's.
I mean like Goot has 9 points in 12 games, so don't want to put him down. Boone Jenner's in as an injury placement for Coots right now. We also have Luca Cagnoni, who's going to be back soon. He's been out since the third game of the year or second game of the year.
All right, I forgot about that. Okay, so
Yeah,
yeah,
we're still going to call Anderson up, and we'll see about maybe slipping him in for a game. We can put it maybe even him in for Letang. But I
yeah,
mean, Adam Jecko is a possibility if we're going to call up Krebs.
yeah. Not off to a great start, and he's waiver exempt, so maybe.
Yeah, that or Goyette, but Goyette's on waivers if we do.
Probably not go yet. No, I think
Tobias
he's.
Tomic we can send down. He's 19.
Yep. Done okay, but not spectacular.
Yeah, I think those are our two big options there. Is either Tomic or who's the other one? Now I forget already. Oh, Jekko.
Jacko, yeah.
And Jekko's playing fourth line, so maybe he is the guy to send down
Yeah. Won't
between the
really
two of
hurt
them.
him. Shouldn't.
Um, so let's call up Peyton Krebs. And Kuhlman's all sad about getting waived. Let's see here. No, I just got to think.
Oh, other interesting thing, I was looking at the, when I got the save from you, I had to look at the trading block, and surprisingly full for this point in the season. Quite a few guys are looking to be moved. And I mean, some of them, some good players, and they're usually with expensive contracts, but we've got the cap room for that.
So you want me to look at the trade block, huh? Stutzel's the number one, but I don't. What they're going to want for him is going to be way too much, I'm going to guess. Sergachev
Did you have it?
isn't really going to help us. Boquist is only on a 1-year deal. Who are you looking at thinking being like, yes, that's who we should go for? Or
I just
Stutzel?
tried a couple of things with Stutzel, but no, it's just too much.
Well, 5-star talent. They're going to want a lot for him.
Yeah, well, 4.5-star talent, 5-star potential.
Yeah.
Yeah, it drops off. Well, if you want a little toughness, Tom Wilson's there.
Yeah, I really don't want Tom Wilson at $6.5 million on a decline. And he might not decline this year, but he's 33. He's going to decline.
I was going to say Hagel, but he doesn't want to be traded to Pittsburgh. He's got a no trade clause. And then, yeah, sort of drops off after that, doesn't it?
Yeah. I mean, Stutzel, we'd have to give up somebody huge to get him.
I'm not sure you've got anybody huge enough to give up.
I mean, it'd be giving up Jack Eichel.
And Eichel doesn't want to be traded to Ottawa.
Yeah. That or we're giving up, like, Tobias Tomic, and I think that would be a mistake.
I even tried throwing in Stamkos, and they won't do it.
Well, just because if I go... If I go back to Stutzel and I try and trade for him... Okay, well, let's start off with Ribkin.
That's where I started. It's nothing is. I've added like Hellenius and Dursey both together, plus Ryabkin and Yeko, and still doesn't. They won't even give me the make this work button.
Yeah. Yeah, just too much.
Yeah.
Just too much. Smelly Wrestling Geek says, give up the remaining Penguins from when the save started to complete the cycle. We can't let Letang go. I've been trying to shop Rust for
we can't
years.
let Letang go when we get to the end of this season.
That's true.
Oh, I actually just tried shopping him, and the Leafs offered me a 5th rounder for him. But we need that salary to hit the floor.
Yeah, that's why we brought in Boone Jenner.
Like, you didn't have to give a big salary like that too, but
we did to get back to the.
You're $7 million above the floor right now.
Yes, because we signed him to a.
Yeah, we didn't need to give
$6 million.
Like $2 billion.
I wanted a little bit of room, man. If we have to send one guy to the IR, all of a sudden we're right back down to.
No, IR counts for against the cap floor.
Well, not
Just doesn't count against the cap hit.
5-2 win over Ottawa, so that's nice. Eichel gets 3 points. Stamkos picking up some. Gut gets another one. All right, I like it. I like it. Jeff, I think we were kind of talking about this before we actually. Oh, Hopkins gets hurt. He just sore Achilles tendon. Oh man.
Coots is back, so just
Well, I already put Coots in, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna
Skinner
swap,
then.
and we're gonna replace, and we're gonna put in Krebs, and then Hopkins is gonna get switched with our buddy Boone. And so then Krebs is coming in as our second line center now. We'll see how he does with a bunch of playing time. And push him to the limit. But anyways, I said we were talking just before the stream, or maybe begin caught. So the Toronto Maple Leafs have sold 37.5% of their shares, which is what Bell Media owned, to Sportsnet, which is the other, who owned 37.5%.
Because clearly we need more Leafs coverage on Sportsnet.
Well, apparently they have the option to buy out Tannenbaum, who's the guy who owns 25%, by July 1st of next year. So
presumably they will do that. So,
yeah.
And they'll have majority control.
I mean, they already do. Said most of Tannenbaum's allies were on the Bell Media side. But there's rampant speculation of why Bell's claiming it's about making them more liquid. I don't know, something like that. And then there's also, I don't know, I think it was Sirius XM was talking about it this morning, about how there was some question about maybe this might be a play for another NHL expansion in Toronto area. Which I still don't know if it would fly.
Oh, I'm sure it would work, but I think the NHL has expanded enough right now at the moment.
Well, they're going to expand again. It's
Nah.
Houston, Kansas City, or Atlanta is going to get a team here in the next probably 5 years. When's the next CBA due? That's when there'll be expansion again. 100% guarantee. 100%. Players want that money. Although two teams that disappoint Toronto fans would be about right. Smelly Wrestling Geek says, Jeff, what's the reason for the $14 million cap when entering contracts?
I think that's the maximum cap hit you can spend on a player. At least it was under the last year's cap bubble.
Times are changing. All right, Jeff, this is taking a little while. November 10th, what would be going on November 10th?
Remembrance Day tomorrow.
Yeah, not the reason why it's slowing. You got me on that one. You're absolutely right. It 100% is.
Not sure. Nothing in particular that I can think of.
Junior Showcase? I'm not sure. It is still loading. It's just taking its... taking a few moments. In the meantime, training camps are starting. Jeff, did you watch any of the Young Guns games? I don't know what else.
Briefly, didn't watch. Didn't have time to do a lot of it. I'm working on database stuff this week.
Game versus Montreal. 2-1 win in a shootout. Where we're out shooting them 42-33. Stamkos scores, and then we slam the door on the rest of those scores. All right. I'm guessing Corson Kuhlman's got all the way back down to the minors, yeah, because he didn't...
Didn't hear anything, yeah.
He hasn't gotten a game yet, though.
Probably haven't played yet.
We should probably put him on... I don't think he was on the trade block. We should probably put him back on the trade block.
No, he is. He is on the trade block.
Okay.
Yep.
He just has not worked out for us. And we traded somebody for him. Or we got somebody for him. Oh, we traded somebody for him. We were dumping a contract, I remember.
Looks like we traded Drew O'Connor for him.
Right. So Connor's still in the league? That's a better question I need to know.
AHL, been there for 3 years. He's the captain in Cleveland now.
All right.
Looks like they're keeping him there as a veteran. Is he even contracted to... Oh, he's still got his Columbus contract.
3-0 win versus Toronto. Sebastian Cossa gets the shutout. All right.
And Letang gets a goal and is the second star, so... Not totally done yet.
I guess I forgot to put Anderson in. He's been up, and I forgot to put him in. Kind of hard to take the guy out after he scores, so I guess I'm going to have to wait and see.
Terrible.
Can't take out Letang after he scores. And we're actually on top of the Metro for the moment. No, we're not, which is about right. I am excited to start seeing hockey again. First Jets game of the year is Saturday, and I will be there. Which means, actually, we might have some non-Wednesday streams, Jeff.
Yeah, what are your tickets looking like for this year for the middle of the week?
Well, I made a couple changes, but yes, for those of you who are unfamiliar, we're not... I don't know if I announced this before. I decided to become a season ticket member of the Jets. Half season. Actually, Jeff, the only Wednesday I see is the final game of the year.
Huh.
Saturday, Tuesday, Saturday, Thursday, Friday, Sunday, Friday, Monday, Friday, Friday, Friday. I flexed a couple of weekday games too to make things easier on myself. Okay, so Luca Cagnoni is back, which is big news for us. But Jake DeBrusk just got hurt. Of course he did. Okay, we have to send somebody down. Is it bad to send Anderson back down?
I think you have to.
Yeah. So he didn't get into a game, but he will probably be our first call-up. Cagnoni was actually... Let's see. Well, we could take Struble out for right now, I guess.
Yeah.
And we'll leave Letang in. We are going to move Ty Smith down and put Cagnoni up. Jake DeBrusk is hurt. So we're going to have to retroactively put Tyler Hopkins onto the injured list. Actually, I forgot we have Bowman. Bowman can sneak in there for a game. That's probably a good idea anyways. And let's see. No, Hopkins is recovered already. Of course, as soon as I put him on. Oh no, he's actually good to go. Whatever. We're gonna bring Bowman in. He's gonna sneak on the first line for a game. And we have... Let's see how Bowman does in his first game. 2-1 win. Brian Rust, #1 star, goal and assist. Boone Jenner picks up a second assist of the year. David Goyette, unassisted. All right, our boy... Oh, Peyton Krebs did not have a good game. 51 offense, 46 defense. But, look at that. Braden Bowman, 51 offense, but 84 defense.
Isn't really what you're looking for in the first line, but 5 hits, so...
536 on the power play. Not the worst.
And tied with Minnesota for first overall. Oh, you got a couple of games. They've got a couple of games in hand. Interesting. Assist leader, Hudson Kowalczyk. Who, 19-year-old rookie. Don't really, oh, yeah, okay. We're getting into the guys who were really young when we started. Was a fourth-round Bantam draft pick for Regina in WHL. Looks like he's actually playing in the States this year in real life, but he's from Winnipeg.
Okay, Hopkins is back, so Krebs comes out, gets replaced with... Oh, no, wait a second. I got to think about this for a minute. Krebs comes out, gets replaced with Hopkins. But then Jenner comes out and gets replaced with Krebs. All right, we still have DeBrusque hurt. Bowman got hurt. Day to day.
You got Carolina tomorrow, so
I got Boone Jenner who can come in back in the lineup. Smelly Wrestling Geek says, I wished I lived in an area with a professional hockey team. Closest team to me is the Portland Winterhawks. Okay, Jeff, there's a question. Do you consider the WHL a professional team?
NCAA does, but no. Players get a per diem, but it's not professional.
Yeah.
Although it sounds like they may be ready to start loosening up on that rule that keeps the former junior players out of American college hockey so far.
Well, there is what? Some guys claimed he's been committed to some team. I think it's 3-2 win over Carolina. Some junior or WHL guy got committed.
Oh, Tang for sure.
He's playing hard. Semi-pro, aren't they? I mean,
it's junior. It's not.
Yeah.
Semi-pro is more the only real semi-pro league I can think of. Well, like the really low-level stuff, like the North American League in Quebec, is basically semi-pro. And there's below that, there's a league. I can't remember the name of it. Based in California. That's basically semi-pro.
Yeah.
But pretty much the absolute bottom of the...
Well, I mean, the SPHL is getting pretty close to semi-pro, if you're honest.
And not really. They're fully pro, I'd say. SPHL and FPHL.
Okay, Boone Jenner can get replaced because DeBrusque can go. And if we look at our lines here... Yeah, that looks better. I mean, there is in the area, one of the areas I grew up in is what they call the Southeastern Manitoba Hockey League, Southeastern Manitoba Hockey League, which is considered semi-pro kind of in Manitoba.
That's senior, though.
Senior.
I mean, basically in Canada, senior is what semi-pro would be.
Yeah.
Although not many of these guys in senior leagues are getting paid.
No, there's at least a couple guys on every team that's getting paid. Actually, one of the teams in the area where I grew up in is not icing a team for the first time in 72 years.
Oh, where? Which one?
The Altona Maroons.
Oh. Ran out of money, or?
No, they've had the league has expanded, so the the Southeast League, what'd they say, back in 98 was at its hardest times, was down to 3 teams. And now they're up to about 12. And the biggest thing is they've just lost a lot of the draw, or like they'd lost a lot of the draw area for this for Altona. Altona's close to the border, and so there's two or three other big cities have been got their own teams, which has taken away some of the players who they would have. And again, it's a
Nice
big
one over the
commitment
lakes, by the
because
way.
there's big commitment for games, and they're just having a tough time for getting some guys. And now there's some guys coming back to the league who are former minor pro guys. There's a couple guys who played in the AHL or ECHL, and a couple guys who are actually I saw in the British ice hockey or the EIHL past couple of years. So come back. And I mean, the Southeast League has been around for a very, very long time. For people who don't know, like, what they talk about, there was a Ernie Wakely who was an NHL goalie for years, played in the Southeast League before he got up to the NHL.
Yeah, well, it was a little more common in back then. The senior leagues were,
Yeah, stacked.
yeah. I mean, there wasn't quite as much of a minor league structure in the U.S. then.
No. My point, very old league. It's just kind of sad to see a team after this many years not go.
And you get shut up by the Rangers.
We're not playing bad. I mean, gave up one goal. We got outshot by 2, but not really that bad. Coots had a bad game. Hopkins a little bit rust. Krebs is doing okay. What does he actually have for points? That's a better question. Krebs has 1 assist in 8 games.
Yeah.
Not exactly lighting it up.
73 average game rating defensively, though, so
Yeah,
that's kind of useful.
he's playing on our third line, so.
And Hofer is off to a hot start.
Yeah. Now, Smelly Wrestling Geek, just to a point, I very much appreciate the WHL, even though it doesn't really work in Manitoba, apparently, other than in Brandon.
Other than Brandon.
Well, I mean, there's more to the story than that, but.
And worked in Flin Flon for a little while.
Well, it would have worked in Winnipeg, too, if they just
Yeah.
couldn't get the water rights figured out. And Peyton Krebs picks up an assist as the second star just because
At the water rights?
the water rights is what killed the arena.
How do the water rights kill the arena?
How to explain
wow,
this?
terrible game from Eichel.
Yeah. I'm gonna say that the rest of the team needs to do better. We left Stamkos hanging out to dry. So when it was announced that Kootenay Ice moved to Winnipeg, they were playing at the University of Manitoba Bison's Arena on campus with the plans of building an arena. So they dumped a few $100,000 into the University of Manitoba Arena for upgrades. And then they built what is still there called the Rink Academy, which was built between the perimeter of Winnipeg and the city of Winnipeg. And it was a nice, beautiful building. And they were intending to build an arena out there, which is quite literally, it's slowly developing, but it was at one point nothing. Not out far like Ottawa's arena.
Rink Academy being
Yeah.
basically a hockey academy for teenage players. They're actually based in Kelowna here. There's a guy somewhere in my street that works there. I see his van all the time with the company logo on it.
Yeah. So that actually developed well, but the problem is where they built it, it is not actually in the city of Winnipeg district. It's actually in an RM just outside of Winnipeg, which in
Rural
RM,
municipality.
is a rural municipality. And basically, the RM said, no, we have no interest in supporting water for this because it's going to cost millions of gallons. And the city of Winnipeg said, no, we're not pumping water out to it when it's not in the city. And so they went back and forth on it for a while, but that's basically what stopped the arena from being built. They claimed COVID and some other things, but it was the water rights, which was the biggest issue. Which you think they would have had it figured out before they built the other stuff, but hey, business.
What are they going to do with the water in Manitoba? Grow plants?
I mean,
Does agriculture really matter?
90% of Manitoba is water.
Mm.
But yeah, so that's, just...
And the other 10% is mosquitoes.
No. But yeah, I feel bad the team is gone. I'm surprised Wenatchee is doing as good as they can, but I guess throwing everything into... they had to recoup so many assets after a terrible... how much they gave up here when they tried to win the championship.
Yeah, you were going for the Memorial Cup push at the end there, and all I know is it's been nice for the Kelowna Rockets to have another team that's in the interior of Washington State, 'cause that's a fairly short drive. Well, by WHL standards, it's a short drive from here.
I mean, trading away Matt Savoy got them quite a bit back, and did they trade away the other guy too, whose name I suddenly can't think of?
Trying to think who you mean.
The guy who ended up in Tampa Bay? No. Edmonton? No, that's Savoy, isn't it? The Utah guy.
Yeah, I'm looking right now.
Who Utah drafted, whose name is escaping me. They drafted the guys 1-2 in the WHL draft a number of years ago. Our old friend Keandre Miller is on waivers. Guess he's not been doing very... Oh, he's got 11 points in 21 games. That's not terrible. Not what we need, though. Continuing on here. And game versus Ottawa, which leads us to a 4-1 loss. Ooh, we get beat at home. And we scored first. Oof. Eichel's having a couple bad games in a row.
Check your lines after moving all the injured guys around. Does everything look like it's supposed to be?
I think so. Did you get the name of that guy yet? Benson.
Yeah.
Right? Benson. Zach Benson? Is that his name? You're gonna make me look this up?
Buffalo. He's in Buffalo.
Benson's in Buffalo?
Yeah, but they never traded him. He was... Oh, wait, did they? No, he played for Buffalo last season.
Okay. Well, who am I thinking went to... or got drafted by Arizona? Okay, Boone Jenner's out, Bowman's out. We still are waiting back for Ryan Rubrick. Oh, he's only 1 to 2 weeks away. Okay. I mean, our lines are about as good as they could be. We could move Krebs up. Thomas Tobic. 8 points.
Connor Geeky is who you're trying to think of?
Connor Geeky. That's who I was trying to think of, yes. Benson was on that team for a while, but yeah, no, it was Connor Geeky was the one I was thinking of.
And I traded him to Swift Current last year.
Yeah. Yeah, Yeah, so they should have recouped. Savoy was traded from Buffalo this year. Okay, yes. Zach Benson did play for them, did he not, too? Am I crazy on that?
Oh, yeah, he did.
Okay. They had
But
a
I
really
mean,
good team with a lot of guys who got drafted, but just
yeah.
couldn't quite.
I mean, that's what you do in junior. You load up for 1 year, and particularly if you're going to be hosting the Memorial Cup or think you've got a really good shot at it, and then
Okay, that's two
it
losses
turns out to
in a row.
rebuild on time.
Yeah, okay.
How's cool man? Well, how's everybody doing in the AHL? Take a
We'll
quick
take
look
a
at the
little peek
stats.
as we continue to fall back down the metro.
Usually played about 13, 14 games. Rangers are heating up.
All right. Down in the Wonder Kid, they're 15-2-2. Holy moly. How's Ribkin doing? 16 points in 19 games. All right.
Have a look at the stats.
I know. Bryce Cook's got 13. No, don't use the drop down. Jeff will get mad. Stats.
Or you could just mouse over every single one.
Ribkin
Rapkin's
16.
finally got going.
Oh, there we go. Olalier finally has some points. 15 in 19 games.
Okay,
Fiala's got
Coolman's has
14.
done okay.
Cook's doing okay.
Anderson's
Yep.
slowed down a little since we sent him back.
Jekko's got 9 points in 10 games since we sent him back.
And Kivaharju 8 points, but plus 15 in 15 games.
Okay, Coolman's 8 points in 8 games. Elias Samuelson, who was a pickup, has 6 points in 8 games. All right, that's all right.
And looks like Rogero's taken over the starting job. Push Bjarnason out.
All right. All right, check up the lines a little bit. I'm going to tell them those times. I don't think it really moved very much. I think it kind of... Oh, Bennett Kelly moved to second pairing right, and Mazden Leslie moved up. Game versus Calgary. Let's put Kosa in net for the first one. Jordan Bennington. We lose 3-2. At least it was in overtime. All right. Oh, we scored late to tie it up. They scored quickly in the third, but we tied it up with under 2 minutes left. And just over 4 minutes into overtime. Tough go. All right, game versus Edmonton. Watch that. Got some fitness levels going down here. Have to keep an eye on that. And it's a 4-0 win over Edmonton. Oh, yeah.
Nice. Shout out McDavid.
Is he hurt?
In the lineup?
Draisaitl is...
Oh, there he is. Draisaitl is and McDavid both are. No,
McDavid are both there. Yep.
no, they're healthy.
All right.
-2 and no shots from McDavid. So we are getting a little better defensively, it looks like.
Well, Krebs gives us a little bit of that. Oh, Jeff, I was going to ask you. Now his name is escaping me. Was the Islanders invited somebody to their training camp who was really unexpected? The Islanders?
Islanders.
I mean, they had old man Keith Kincaid as a rookie their rookie goaltender. For the rookie. Oh, 7-1 lost to San Jose. What? Kyle Kelsey just absolutely annihilates us. We scored first and then gave up 7 straight goals. Rough.
The San Jose.
Rough.
Oh, look at that third period.
Yeah.
Just caved in.
Look at their goalie rating. 100 for the goalie rating.
Didn't really need to do that the way we were giving them up.
I don't even know if I've seen that before. Somebody got... Was it not the Islanders signed somebody who's been in the KHL, who's like 35, to come over in a PTO?
There's a rookie they've got in camp who's still technically eligible for the draft, so I don't think they can sign him.
No, not him. There's
some
old...
And Matt Martin they brought in, back on another PTO, but...
There was somebody announced who's been in the
Kincaid.
KHL for the couple years. If it wasn't the Islanders, who was it? It was somebody who I'm like, oh, I know that name. And it's like, yeah, they haven't played in the NHL since 2020. Oh, man.
Oh, here, the NHL's got a list. Tyson Barrie's in Calgary.
Well, Calgary needs bodies. He is a body.
5-0
victory.
Carolina signed or brought in Rod Brindamore's kid.
I saw, yeah. That's some nepotism. You had what, 10 points and.
Oh. Yeah, did he even make it to 10? It was not an impressive rookie year in the AHL.
No, 24 years old. And,
Oh, you're thinking of Nikolai Kaleman in Ottawa?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, Ottawa. Kulemin. Yes.
But Vrana's back in Washington.
Yeah, I saw that. But yes, no, it was, Kulemin in Ottawa. My bad. This is the first time the Jets haven't had anybody on like a PTO or on a surprise contract. I mean, they have guys on PTO, but it's AHL guys, so.
Yeah, Canucks, I don't think did anything. Well, Sammy Blais, but don't know if he'll make it in. But that's about it. The really interesting one is Patch Reddy in Toronto. See if he can hang on there.
Well, they said they're signing him to a contract.
See how long he lasts.
Injured player is suspended or dressed. All right, we're gonna bring in Bowman's coming in for a game or two versus Boston. All right, what can you do for us? 3-2 win. Number 1 star, Eichel. Guy who scores game-winning goals, DeBrusk. Revenge game. Tyler Hopkins has a bad game. 39 offensive game rating. That's not good. All right. Winnipeg's in Pittsburgh. Give Kosa the start at home. And 4-3 victory on back-to-back nights. All right. Overtime victory. Stamkos comes through for us.
Sounds interesting. Scheifele's still in Winnipeg. I was just looking at his stat line for last year, and he only played in one game. Looks like he ruptured a bicep tendon in the opener and missed all of the regular season.
Well,
And then, just made it back in time for the playoffs. Played 15 games in the playoffs, but only one in the regular season.
that would make me cry. All right. Ooh, Rubrick's getting close.
Already? I thought he was gone for a couple of months.
Oh, he's getting close. Geet's coming out. We're going to give Boone Jenner a shot here. Boone. And 7-1 victory over New Jersey.
Nice.
Absolutely thumping.
What's the team score I'm looking at?
What's the what, sorry?
What's the team score? Team scoring looking like right now?
Oh.
Stats page.
We will take a look when we get ready for Los Angeles. And all right, Neil Goot is close to returning. Ryan Rubrick is on the edge of returning. Team stats. Stamkos is leading us with 30 points in 31 games. Eichel's got 30 and 31. DeBrusk has 22 and 29. Goot's got 18. Helenis has 18 and 28, 26 respectively. Hopkins has got 17 and 28.
Yeah, he's coming along pretty well.
Yeah. Most notably, just a lot of scoring up and down the lineup. Krebs has got 6 points now in 19 games.
And Letang, respectable, 10 points in 29 games.
Yeah.
So assuming he retires this year when his contract ends, it's... Looks like he's just going to come up short of 1,400 games in the NHL.
So we lost 7-0 to LA, but then we beat them 7-2. So...
Revenge game.
Yeah, and we let them score 2 goals first on the power play. Peyton Krebs finally scores. All right. And he had 3 assists. Big game. 4-point game for him. Media is unhappy with Rust. I agree with the criticism.
You just don't like Rust.
Yeah. Our GM media relationship is neutral.
Fans love us.
They should. Krauser's retired. We got still doing all right. 20-10-2 through 32 games. I think that's very reasonable. And Ryan Rubrick is back. So, Jeff, your long-awaited wish is going
Sending
to happen.
Bowman down.
We have to send El Capitan Bowman down. All right, so Boone Jones...
It's funny if somebody picked him up on waivers.
Would be very sad. Ryan Rubrick is back in the lineup. Actually, looking at this, who's coming out of the lineup? Rubrick is in. But we have Goot who's going to come back in once he's 100% healthy, too. So who is coming out? Do we take Rust out? Goyette?
Go back, hover back over Rust again.
I already moved to here, but...
He wasn't doing great at the start of the year. I don't know if he's...
No, but he's playing limited minutes, and he does bring a bit of defensive presence. I think Goyette's probably the guy who comes out. Elvis Case is named the head coach of Philly. All right. Rubric is back in for his first game in months, and we win 4-0. All right. How'd Rubric do? 55 offense, 77 defense. All right, perfect. I always stick up for players. Of course, I play with Can't Be Fired On as well, Smelly Wrestling Geek says. That doesn't seem fair. It's good to have a healthy balance. Makes it more fun. And Rubric's already hurt again. Oh boy, his stats have just plummeted. He's 2-star talent, 2.5-star potential.
That's just probably because that's from the lack of games this year. It'll pick up fairly quickly.
Hope so.
Does seem to get hurt a lot, though, doesn't he?
He's not showing as, like, terrible.
It's bad luck, maybe.
All right, well, he's coming out quick. And gets replaced with Goot. And 4-1 win over Philadelphia. Peyton Krebs picks up another goal. And that game was on Christmas Day. We brought back Christmas Day games in the NHL. Interesting. Saturday night. I'm trying to think how long it's been since the NHL actually had Christmas games. I want to say it was the 70s. They stopped? Something close to that. Is it Boxing Day Massacre? Was that... It was Detroit and somebody, wasn't it?
Montreal, I think.
Detroit and Montreal? Which was one of the last Boxing Day games, too. And Rubric's getting close to returning, but who cares? We got a game for some Winnipeg. And sending it out. Because we're going for most efficient things, and we pick up a 4-2 win again. Peyton Krebs, 1 goal, 1 assist. Krebs has started to find his rhythm.
Yeah, they gave him a little playing time, and he's taken off.
He's playing third line. He's not, like, getting tons of minutes. Hofer's creeping up the list of win, save percentage, and goals against. Boy, that's a mean travel schedule. We have to go to Winnipeg, and then, well, I guess we're flying home to play against Florida. That's not the end of the world. I was thinking we had to fly to Florida. I'm like, oh, that's a long way to go. And 3-1 win over Florida. Tobias Tomic. Look at that. Krebs scores again. Tobias Tomic scores 2 more. All right. Can't seem to catch the Rangers, though. We've created a bit of distance between ourselves and everybody else. Back. All right, player poll results. Everybody wants to play for us, right? Right? No. We have nobody. Best skater is Connor McDavid. Hardest shot is Zane Perka.
Correct.
Okay. Toughest is Liam O'Brien. Fastest Connor McDavid. Best role model is Matt Dumba. Okay. Cleanest Jacob Slavin. Controversial Travis Hayes. Okay. Overrated Tony DeAngelo. Underrated Adam Pellich. Smartest Olivier Lemieux. Toughest goalie is Igor Shesterkin. And coach you most like to play for is Rob Brendamore. Ouch. I mean, Carolina's only 19-13-1. Everyone should want to come play with us. Smelly Wrestling Geek says, give that man a raise. Which man? Which man are you talking about?
I think you said that about Krebs.
Oh, Krebs. Yeah, okay, there we go. And let's see here. Development report. Our random German guys going up a little bit, or Canadian playing the German league. Our goaltender's going up. Who's playing in the K? Nate Persown's going up. Oh, Braden Coots has a nice little jump at here. Helena's, Hopkins, Krebs keeps going up. Nice. Mazin Leslie's going up. Ryan Rubrick. There we go. He's up to 3 stars now. Potential instead of 2.5. Tomix. 3 going on 4. Andrew Oak. He's at 1 star. Was he at 1 star before?
Yep. He's been 1 star and 3.5 star potential, which is why we signed him, but that's never moving.
Well, he's actually gotten significantly better in the ECHL this year.
Well, the numbers are okay, but I think he's pretty much found his level. His contract is up this year. I don't see us re-signing him.
No. DeBrusk's going down, Eichel's going down, and Boone Jenner's going down. All right. NHL Players of the Month. Us. Hofer is named Best Goalie of the Month. With Jonathan Huberdeau, who somehow has 31 points in 32 games. He finally figured it out a bit. All right. And Tampa Bay says they lose 6-3 to us. Now Good has 2 assists. And a little bit of scoring from everybody. All right. And
We're January 1st changeover.
Yeah.
It seemed to be struggling this year. And I think we've you got everybody signed that you, or everybody re-signed that you wanted to re-sign. There's a couple of guys in the AHL that maybe you want to give a new contract to, but assuming Rust is going to go and Letang's not getting re-signed and Jenner's not getting another year.
well, Jenner probably wants $9 million for next year. So
Yeah, well, because you gave him that big one now. That's
I consider that a nice retirement present from us. And honestly, he's come in and done his job. He's averaging a half a point a game. Helped provide us with some veteran leadership. What else can you want from the guy? As we wait to see. Should have checked to see how that goalie was doing in Utah, too. I kind of forgot about it.
what goalie in Utah? The Russian?
Yeah.
Oh, they signed Connor Ingram as a backup, and he got pushed down to the minors.
Oh. Well, that's unfortunate for him. Owner confidence update. Mario Lemieux is happy with everything. Unsurprising. Try and get a little bit more done here, and then we'll call it for the night. Need the Rangers to lose a couple games. Of course, they probably won't.
When are we playing them?
Oh, you know what? I need to get Rubric back in the lineup.
Doesn't look like we have a game against Rangers anytime soon. We've got a lot of home
5-4.
games in January and early February.
Yeah, let's get Rubric back in the lineup. So he's going to come in for Goyette.
What's our home road split so far?
I don't know. Let's see. Oh, wait. I clicked on the wrong thing.
Just look at the league standings.
Yeah.
I was wondering how many more games we played on the road. Quite a few, I think.
All right. So we are 13-3 at home and 13-7-2 away.
Yeah, 22 on the way and only 16 at home. So.
Oh, is this actually what you wanted to see? Where we've won 11 games in a row?
Oh, yeah.
Well, we're doomed
Nice.
now. That pretty much is like, oh, yeah, you're definitely not winning the next one. All right, New Jersey, Minnesota up next. Great night for Adam Dzeko. Let's see. 3 goals in 18 minutes of playing time. All right, well, he's having a good AHL year.
How many? What's his stat line?
20 points in 22 games.
Yeah.
He had 5 points with us in 12 games, so not a huge surprise.
Yeah, he's probably the first one back up if somebody gets hurt.
4-1 loss to New Jersey. See, I told you we were going
There
to
you
lose.
Entirely your fault.
Yeah, well, go see what your stat line is.
I didn't tell you to look at the street column.
Oh, it's right in front of me, Jeff. Can't do anything about it. It's like when you got told from a parent, said, don't touch this pot, it's hot. What's going to happen?
I didn't touch the pot because it was obviously hot.
Oh, I don't believe you for 1 second. All right, last game, I think, for the night here. Kosa goes in net versus Minnesota. We stream and... We sim and we lose 5-4 in regulation. Awesome. All right. With that, I think we're at a pretty good spot to kind of start wrapping this up here. Jeff, would you say so?
Yeah.
All right. With that, thank you very much for tuning to another Franchise Hockey Manager stream. We typically stream every Wednesday night at 11 p.m. Eastern on twitch.tv/Franchise Hockey Manager, as well as twitch.tv/OOTP Developments. All of our streams are archived on our YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/OOTPdevelopments.com. No, it's not right. Let's try that again. All of our streams are archived on our YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/OOTP Developments, with stream archives going live usually Saturdays at about 3 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for European viewers. You can also reach out to us on our Facebook page, which is facebook.com/Franchise Hockey Manager. On Twitter, we're at Franchise Hockey. You can find a link to our official Discord in our Twitter bio. And of course, you can come on down to our official website, which is ootpdevelopments.com. Click on the community button in the top right-hand corner, which will bring you to our official forums and come talk about Franchise Hockey Manager, Out of the Park Baseball, Perfect Team Go, or anything else you wish to discuss. Jeff, did I miss anything?
No, I think you covered pretty much everything there. Still working on FHM 11. I was hoping to have a little news for you this week, but just start giving you some idea of the features, but I think we're going to have to hold off on that a little while longer, just finalizing some stuff, but it's coming along pretty well. Been busy fixing some stuff with the database this week. I think that people pointed out there were some issues where there's a little too much talent to start with, and it drops off after that. So we've done a lot of stuff to try and even that out. So the one won't be quite the starting talent surplus in the first few years won't be quite as big as it was. And then you should start seeing better players coming in, generated by the game in the later years. So that'll be a little smoother with 11, as well as everything else we're working on. But other than that, I think we will be back next week with our my Canadiens game, 2-time Cup winners.
Oh.
Wait, did we win the Cup last year?
Yeah. Oh, boy, we just lost 6-0 to Seattle. They beat stomped us 48 shots to 29.
3 games in a row now. Can we keep playing until you finally win one?
I mean, we could be here all night at this rate. No, yeah, so we're in the mid-30s with Montreal. I think, was it 35?
Depression, 34, I think. Depression is starting to hit, and the teams are starting to peel away. Ottawa's come back after a single year away, but they're pretty much close to done. This will be their last season in Ottawa until the 1990s, and they'll be going to St. Louis for a season, and then the team will disappear. But yeah, we're 33. Sorry, not 34.
33? Okay, I couldn't remember if we were past that.
Yeah.
My bad. That's my bad. All right, with that, thank you for tuning in, and we will, I think we'll see you all again next week as we get more excited for more things to come. All right, so Okay, I'm going to send him out this route last game right here. And 4-1 win. There we go. Perfect.
Okay, and I don't want to ignore it. There we go.
Excellent. All right. Thank you very much, and we'll see you all again next week.